Day 329. You are on A Course of Miracles. This is 329 days straight. Now we have been here every single morning. And wow. God morning, God morning, God morning. It's all pink today. My daughter tells me, Mom, don't be so matchy matchy. Don't be too matchy matchy. I'm like, well, okay, thank you. I like it sometimes, though. Sometimes I take her advice and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do whatever I feel like doing, which I highly recommend for everyone. Do whatever you feel like doing. Deep breath. You are on A Course in Miracles. This is day 329. There are only 36 days remaining in this marathon we are running together, that we are choosing to come together every morning to anchor love, to be peace, to be joy, to vanquish all guilt, shame, sin, wrongness, suffering, loss, pain, sickness, illness, death, lack, limitation, can't do it, confusion, resistance, hatred, separation, melting all these, disintegrating all these day by day by day by day. And whenever we come home to the holy instant, the right here, right now, all these do not exist at all. They have no substance whatsoever. They're made up illusions that can become delusions, originating in the mind. Deep breath. We allow ourselves to be clear of all that is not truth. Love, joy, power, peace, bliss, ecstasy, euphoria, wholeness, health, oneness, perfection, grace, beauty, creativity, wealth, energy, vitality, sensuality, sexuality, happiness. We spell ourselves for happiness. Breathing. Giving great thanks in this season of giving thanks. Now, in a peaceful, serene, tranquil state of mind, we engage A Course in Miracles lesson 329. Let's begin. Let's do it. Lesson 329. I have already chosen what you will. I have already chosen what you will, great self. I have already chosen what you will, master self, Father, Mother, God, Grace Spirit. I thought I wandered from your will. I thought I wandered from your will, defied it, broke its laws, and interposed a second will more powerful than yours. This right here is the crux of hell. We thought that God created a perfect world, and then an upstart came along who got us to do something against the will of God. And because that happened, somehow this person, this entity who went against the will of God, created something not of God, which is hell. And that because you defied and broke the laws of God, you interposed a second will more powerful than God's, then you are now going to be able to go to hell, and even God can't get you out. The entire hellfire doctrine was quite made up by St. Augustine and other church fathers, as they wrote out horrific things that could happen to people. And it was created as all propaganda. It's a big propaganda story. All propaganda is created over years of twisting the truth and making it more and more horrific as you go. And it's a lot. This is what we thought. Father, Mother, God, I thought I wandered from your will, ate the fruit, defied it. I'm not going to do what you said, God. Broke its laws. We're away from God now. We're eating whatever fruit we want from whatever tree we want. And interposed a second will more powerful than yours. And now we're all doomed to go to hell unless we get a savior, because what we made up is more powerful than what God said or than what the universe made up. Now, how that could be true, it's beyond fathoming. It can't be true. Yet what I am in truth is but your will, extended and extending. What we actually are in truth is the will of Source. We are extensions of the great invisible I am. We are an extension of the will of Source, extended and extending. This I am, and this will never change. This will never change. Your true essential nature can never change. The true essential nature is perfection, wholeness, oneness. True essential nature is spirit. As a former course lesson said, I am spirit. The reason that we are repeating these things over and over and over in different forms and different wordology, using different wordology, is because we have some deeply embedded thought processes. We could call them beliefs that are far below the level of our conscious awareness that require uprooting, disintegration. As you are one, so am I one with you. As God is one, so am I one with God. That is the entire essence of the Shema. The prayer, Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. The Lord your God, the Lord is one. And some devout of our Jewish brothers and sisters say the Shema, I think 3 to 5 times a day. Shema, hear, O Israel. You have it in the Bible as well. It's an amazing prayer. Hear, O Israel. The Lord our God is one. The Lord is one. One. And many people take that to mean that there's only one God, and that there's only, that it's okay for them to take monotheism and crush everyone else with it. Well, even people that are not monotheists, which I'm not a monotheist in one way and I am in another way, there's no one overarching God that trumps all the other gods. I'm the big God and I trump all the other gods. No, there's one great source in this universe expressing as countless gods and goddesses, coming to us as with innumerable attributes, each attribute expressing itself as a whole paradigm of itself. This infinite source of ours is far beyond anything we could fathom. I would even venture to say it's beyond what we would call a god. And we're finding this out through science, and this is just a wonderful thing. As you are one, so am I one with you. Tell the universe is one. The moon is not fighting Venus. They're flowing in harmony. The grass is not fighting the dirt. Get away from me. You're always too close to me. You're in my space. They are in a symphony. The cow is not fighting its calf. They are in a symbiotic symphony. Everyone is being benefited. Everyone is one, and we are in the whole. And the more we understand that we are one with the whole, the more whole we become within our being. Actually, you can't become more whole. The more we have a realization and a recognition of our inherent oneness, which cannot be changed. And this I chose in my creation, where my will became forever one with yours. As you are one, so am I one with you. And this I chose in my creation, where my will became forever one with yours. We chose to be one with the universe. We chose to be at oneness with spirit, great invisible spirit. We chose to be at one with the great universal forces, just like Venus, just like Saturn. That choice was made for all eternity. You chose it. And you chose it for all eternity. It cannot change and be in opposition to itself. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Christ said the exact same thing Yeshua said. Or we were told Yeshua said it. Who knows who said it? It doesn't matter. It works. A house divided against itself cannot stand. We can't make up a will that is real, that is in opposition to the universe, yet we can try our best to perpetuate a fraud. We can't make up a will that is sickness that the universe didn't make up. The universe did not make up sickness. So all our hospitals then would have to be a lie. Now, yeah, the universe made up ways that you could heal yourself. You have some tummy issue, you go in nature, you pull a plant, you eat it, and it moves that thing out. You have a little issue with you're walking down the street, you twist your ankle or something like that. You would normally go to a person who could set bones. And believe it or not, Christ, Yeshua's father, according to the story that they told us, air quotes, in the story, Yeshua's father is Joseph, and Joseph was a carpenter. And in the days that Joseph was a carpenter, a carpenter was more highly regarded than a carpenter nowadays. Now we say just a lowly carpenter. A carpenter was more like a doctor, because a carpenter could set bones and put the wood slats on both sides of like a knee or something like that. So people went to a carpenter for more than just make me a bookcase. Like now you would call a carpenter to make you something very wonderful in your home, or build a home, the parts that's wood and things like that. Back then, a carpenter was esteemed and did amazing things. So, if you twist your ankle or something and you break a bone, you get a carpenter, they set it back in a few weeks, you're good. The universe has all means of correcting any issue that would come up. Now they've convinced people that you're going to keep something for the rest of your life. Why? So they can suck you dry of money for the rest of your life and energy. Why would you keep anything for the rest of your life? Who wants to keep something for the rest of your life? Other than peace, joy, happiness, wholeness, happiness and peace and love and freedom. Yeah, we can keep these for the rest of our lives. Anything else is a no. The universe didn't make up sickness. Father, I thought I wandered from your will, defied it, broke its laws, and interposed a second will more powerful than yours. Your sickness is more powerful than God. Your sickness that you say you're going to have for the rest of your life is more powerful than what, spirit? Than the universe? I don't think so. This one paragraph would take out a whole cadre of issues we made up that simply are not so. The universe didn't make that. We made a choice. And the choice we made was to be one with the universe forever. We made that choice at our creation. When we were created, we said, whenever that was, maybe you created eons ago, and you made a decision You made a choice. And the choice that you made was for all eternity. The choice was for wholeness. And you made the choice, and it can't change. Father, my will is yours. Mother, my will is yours. Great universe, my will and the universe will is one. Great invisible spirit, thy will is my will. I started saying that many times we were taught, thy will be done. And we're kind of abdicating our power to something outside of ourselves that lives in heaven, some arbitrary God that we hope will step in and save us. Ain't no God stepping in to save you, neither is his imaginary son. You're the son of God, and you get up and save yourself and save the world. Stop waiting for a savior. Father, my will is yours. So thy will be done turns into my will is, thy will is my will. My will and the will of the universe are one and the same for my complete happiness and perfection and freedom and joy and peace and creativity and bliss and beauty and health and wealth and happiness and fulfillment of dreams and everything that I can imagine that is good and wonderful and even beyond that for me and everyone. That's the will of the universe. You don't see birds crying, probably until they come in contact with humans. I saw a bird yesterday. I was just sitting back at the cafe that I love to go in. And, it's Latin America. So in Latin America, you can sit in the cafe for hours. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. So just like Paris. It's not just Latin America. Paris, too. You can just sit, in the United States, they're like, next, rush you out because they don't actually pay them. They're counting on you to pay their employees, which is really strange. But that's what we grew up with in the United States. I was looking for a way to tip the gentleman when I was in France in the Louvre Museum, and I had this exquisite meal. It was so exquisite, and I had the drinking chocolate that Louis XIV used to drink. They said it's the same thing that it was drinking chocolate. It was so amazing. And I got the check, and I paid the check, and I was looking for the little line where you fill in, how do I tip you? And there was an American, a kind angel. Spirit always sends me a kind angel. Spirit always sends everyone kind angels. There was a kind angel at the table next to me. He said, no, we don't, you don't have to tip. Tipping is not, it's not what we do. It's not a thing here. He said, because, and he was American, so he could understand my paradigm. And he said, in France, they actually pay their people to tip. They actually pay their people, and they're paid an actual living wage. Like they're actually being paid to work here to serve you. I know that's a strange concept for you, American person. They pay these more than $2 an hour? Because, in America, they pay all the wait staff $2 an hour. And they depend on customers to pay the salary of the people. Wow. Which means that it creates a whole lot of unintended consequences that now they rush you out as soon as you finish your food. Anything else? Because they got to roll that table over so they can get some more people in so they can be paid enough tips to at least sustain their life. But if you stay for a long time, then you're at a high-end restaurant where they're going to keep asking, would you like another drink? Would you like another? Because I need to get paid. Okay, I have to take care of my kids. So he explained to me, no, we don't do that here. And in that moment, something in me opened up to understand that many things that I have in my mind, I am seeing once again, universe, are complete lies. Yet I believe them. I believe it. And it really causes me to question then everything in my mind. Father, my will is yours. So I was sitting there in the cafe yesterday looking at this bird. And we were outdoors and the umbrellas are up and there's trees everywhere. It's just so beautiful, so beautiful. Sun rays are coming to you. Not direct sun rays. You're getting that beautiful indirect sun. You're sitting outside for hours. I do this all the time. Sit outside for hours and eat and talk to my son about his NFT project and just have a ball. I was watching a bird. And this was a wonderful cafe that makes fresh bread every morning, like many of them do, or they get the fresh bread from somewhere first thing in the morning. And there was a crust of bread that had fallen to the ground. And this bird pecked at that crust of bread, got a couple of crumbs off, ate the crumbs, moved the crust of bread, pecked at it some more, got some more crumbs. This bird was having a field day with this crust of bread that looked huge. Like, how do you even eat this thing? In comparison to the size of the bird, it would be like you having in front of you a goat if it was, and pecking at a goat and eating it. That's how big this crust of bread was in relation to, yet it was light, so it could pick it up with its beak. I sat there and meditated. That's what mystics do, right? They meditate on birds or a leaf. I sat there and meditated on that bird and how that bird was having an entire feast and well taken care of with a crust of bread, and it was happy. It had it all to itself. He was like, no, none of the other birds found out about it yet. I don't even have to fight anybody for this crust of bread. It was probably for about 15 or 20 minutes I watched that bird. And the bird was just having a good time with that crust of bread. It was probably one of the most amazing things I've seen in my life. That is the will of God. It's so simple. It's so pure. It's immutable. It's unchangeable. It is the perfection of the bird with a crust of bread. That bird does not have a care in the world about how it will be fed, where it will live, where it will fly to next, what it will do. That bird knows it is taken care of. That bird has less worries than probably 99% of humanity. A bird. Yet the birds of heaven have no worry, yet we do not trust the universe. That I am safe, untroubled, and serene in endless joy, because it is your will that it be so. That is statement 9 in paragraph 1. And I am safe, untroubled, and serene, like this beautiful bird, eating from a crust of bread, so serene, in endless joy, because it is your will that it be so. That is the universal will. You do not see the whales fighting each other, nor the dolphins. You see them happily hopping out of the water and back in, hopping out and back in, unless they're in captivity. If they're in the wild, and no human presence is around, like fishermen to grab them in nets or anything like that, if we're not introducing trauma into the situation, the ants are happy. There are some ants at my house, and these ants are so fascinating because these ants, they come from different directions, so you can kind of tell where their home is. If I leave something out on the kitchen counter, the ants say, hey guys, lunch. Those ants, relentless, relentless. If you watch ants, you will know, wow, I'm lazy. I'm totally lazy, because ants, like all these things, are in perfect symphonic order, harmony, enjoy, peace, serenity. The ants are just marching to the food. I left something on the counter one day. Now, if I don't want them to get to it, I know exactly what to do. I'm a witch. I just circle it up with some cinnamon. I'm really like, no, this is not for you. I just put the cinnamon and they just like, cinnamon, ooh, go out of the way. Everything has its kryptonite. You just have to learn what's kryptonite, what's the drawing, and what's the repelling. So you can draw what you want and you can repel what you don't want. It's just energy. No, ants, you can't get this. Here's some cinnamon for you. Ah, they run the other way. Well, I opened that food. Ants was all in it. And I remember one time my grandmother made us some yum yum. And when she opened the flour, there were ants in it. And I said, Grandma, did you throw away the flour? She said, no. I was like, were we eating ants? Because my mama and them, they didn't throw away stuff just because an ant get it. I flick you out and keep it moving. That ant is on the divine will, and I'm not. I am safe. I am safe. You are safe. Untroubled. I'm untroubled. You're untroubled. The ant is untroubled. The bird is untroubled. The whale is untroubled. The grass is untroubled and serene. I am serene. You are serene. The bird is serene. The elephant is serene. In endless joy. Venus is an endless joy right now. I am an endless joy. You are an endless joy because it is the will of the universe that this be so. It is the will of the universe that if there is some food that's going to feed the queen ant, the ants are going to come out and get it and bring it back to their lair. That is the will of the universe. Now, I can either get on side with that or fight it. I'm on side with it. And I just know, hey, if you get the cinnamon, you're not going to come in here because I'm going to address it with some kind of flow of the universe if I can. There is a universal order. We did not make up another order other than the universal order that is stronger than the universal order. We didn't. We thought we did. We didn't. Here's our thought for today. That's our prayer. Here's our thought for today. Today we will accept our union with each other and our source. Today, we will accept our union. We will accept that we are one with Venus. We are one with Sirius. We are one, A, B, and C. We are one with the whale. Today, we will accept that we are one with the mountain. We are one with wealth. We are one with health. We are one with love. We are one with fulfillment and purpose. We're one with happiness and with each other and our source. We're one with each other. We're one with our source. Science has already proven it. We have no will apart from his. We don't have a will that's other than the universal will, the will to good. There is no other will. We didn't make up something else. And now the thing we made up is stronger than the universal will. That's not possible. And all of us are one because his will is shared by all of us. All of us have the same will to be happy, to be in love, to be abundant, to be fulfilled, to have your dreams come true, to be around people that care about you, to have a bountiful, blessed life. Everyone shares the same will. Don't nobody want a war. We do it because we think we have to. People, we want peace. Nobody wants strife. Who likes a fight? That is the lower mind making up something we think we have to do other than be at peace and be serene. We think we're not safe. So we have all manner of things sold in the store because the lower mind told us, you're not safe. It's not safe around here. You're not safe. This is not safe. They're not safe. Oh my God, that's not safe. Alarm bells ringing off. Not so. It's not so. I'm safe. You're safe. Everyone's safe. God is the truth. Now, you may say, well, how come I see things that are not safe? because we've made up in our minds something that is not true. And as we know, first we decide it in our mind and then we see it in our world. We created it, and just like we created it, we can uncreate it. We have no will apart from His. We have no will apart from the great invisible Spirit. And all of us are one because His will is shared by all of us. Through it, we recognize that we are one. Through this invisible web, we recognize that we are one with all creation. Through it, we find our way at last to God. Through it, the oneness, we find our way at last. Ah, here's God, right here where I am. A Course in Miracles, lesson 329. Family, if you really examine A Course in Miracles, it will strip away all the Christian conditioning that is not helpful, and you'll only keep the parts that are helpful. There are many parts of the Christian story, many parts of the Bible that are extremely helpful, extremely esoteric. The ancient mysteries are in there. And then there's a lot of things that people told you that are not true. They are absolute lies. Some of the people that are telling you the lies know that they're lies. Others of the people that tell you the lies think they're lying to you. They think it's a valiant lie. They think they're telling you a lie for a good purpose. And others are telling you the lie. They don't know that it's a lie. They believed it like hell. Look at these videos that I've posted on TikTok. They're getting tons of conversation on the Christian Witches TikTok. Just go to the Christian Witches TikTok. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'll just show it to you. TikTok. Here it is. TikTok Christian Witches. I'm going to show it to you. Here's the Christian Witches TikTok. And right down here, this is the first one. Proof that hell is a lie. 53,000 views, thousands of comments, tons of likes, I guess you could call it. The Bible doesn't claim to be the infallible word of God. Who made up hell? If you need resources to break yourself out of hell, if you still believe in hell, read this book. I mean, just video after video after video. It's the Kill Hell series. Just get rid of hell. Why do you have it? And I've got to promise you, if you watch these videos, it's about 5 or 6 videos here on hell. And proof the hell is not real. It's not real. This is the word witch in the Bible. Mekashefa. I hope I'm saying that right. And what it means. 11,500 views. That the word witch in the Bible is not what you think it is. It's just dispelling lies. If you still believe in hell, read this book. I give resources. And do you want to know something? Go to the Christian Witches TikTok and just look at the comments. If you don't want to watch the whole comments, babies in hell. People believe that if you don't get your baby baptized, your baby will go to hell. Roman Catholics invented hell. Do you know how many people on this Christian Witches TikTok, you are probably looking at something like 50 something thousand, 60 something thousand, 70 something thousand, 72. You're probably looking at all together collectively at something like 100,000 views on these videos, which means maybe 100,000 people watched it, or maybe 50 or 60,000 people watched it more than once, whatever the case may be. Do you understand that there are comments from countless people on these videos? Just look at the comments. They want to believe in hell. They want it. This is the greatest incidence of Stockholm syndrome I have ever seen in my life. Stockholm syndrome is when someone kidnaps you and then you fall in love with your kidnapper. And now you are aiding and abetting your kidnapper and you staying kidnapped. Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm syndrome is what they called it. People got co-opted, lied to, snatched, held captive in a church. Your mom and daddy brought you there when you were a baby and said, here's my baby. Give us your baby. We need all the energy. They took your baby. They put some water on your baby, dressed your baby up. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful ritual. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the ritual. Please don't misunderstand me. I think all these rituals are beautiful. But then what they meant, what was the intention behind it is what I'm talking about. The ritual itself is beautiful. I do water rituals. The intention was to captivate you from birth, hijack you, and keep you under control of the church and do whatever they told you to do. That was the purpose. So, because we were hijacked into believing that there is a will other than the will of source, there's some will other than the universal will. There's some will other than love with a capital L. Let's call it love with a capital L. How could there be a will other than love? Love is the whole universe. How could there be a will other than love? There cannot be. It cannot be. Stop believing in a will that is other than the divine will. People will fight you to keep hell. It's like a kid that wants to watch the horror movie and they know they're sneaking watching a horror movie that their parents told them not to watch because they know they're going to be up at night. I'm scared. Chucky is under my bed. What? How did you watch Chucky? I told you not to watch Chucky, especially before going to bed. It's like a kid watching a horror movie that is terrifying itself and it keeps on watching it. That's what it's like. All these people that are captive to hell, they want hell. They want it. Oh, you want it. Some will even tell you, oh, I've seen it. I've been there. Wow. You don't even realize that your mind will show you whatever you believe. What about people that don't believe in hell? They never have visions of hell. As Indian people or as people who are Buddhists or Hindu people and Buddhist people that I've talked to, Hindu people that I've talked to, and the witches that I've talked to, people that don't subscribe to everybody doesn't subscribe to hell. I don't even think Christians know that. It's very interesting. It's very fascinating. Cracking this whole Christian stronghold on the mind, it is amazing. It's amazing. And I am a Christian witch. And what does Christian mean? Christian means a follower of the life and teachings of Christ, not adherent to a religion that people made up. We can't make up a will other than the universal will and call it so. I pray everyone had an incredible Thanksgiving yesterday, and I pray you have an incredible giving thanks season. Tomorrow morning, something huge is happening at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. At 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, we have a huge announcement that we'll be making in the Soul Excursions Clubhouse room at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And I'm going to post it on my YouTube channel today in the community tab. If you are on Clubhouse, you just want to go to Soul Excursions. So open the Clubhouse app. If you don't have the Clubhouse app, get the Clubhouse app just for this announcement. Then you could delete it if you want to after that. If you don't necessarily like Clubhouse, get Clubhouse, get the app for this exact reason tomorrow morning. Because tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., we're going to bust out a huge announcement tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Saturday, November 26th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you are watching this after Saturday, November 26th, 2022 at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, go to valerielove.com. and you will see what we're talking about. Okay? Go to valerielove.com. And you also want to go to soulexcursions.world for our global experiences where I get to teach in luscious locations all around the globe. If you are coming with us to Sedona, go to christianwitches.com. It's also at valerielove.com, christianwitches.com, and come with us to Sedona. I think you only have another 3 weeks, 2 weeks to register for Sedona by 12/12 to meet us in Sedona. Get in there, like we were talking about the other day. Get in there with yourself and watch the robing ceremony of the new witches and be with us in a ritual on the red rocks of Sedona for the winter solstice. Mwah! Peace. Kaisi out.